Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Janet and Varun, and in this video we're talking about our trip from Miami to Spain. And in this particular video, this is all about when we landed in Spain in Madrid. And so this is the second part to that previous video. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure you go and check it out. It's probably going to show up on one of these corners. We decided to go with Iberia, which is a Spanish airline. Out of all the airlines that we could have gone, and Rockruff is eating something. Yeah, there we go. That's Rockruff. So we had two different flights that left from Miami back to back. One at 5 o'clock in the evening, and the other one around 9-ish. 10. Basically at 10, so 5 hours difference.
Yeah, because we have 9 pets, and it was impossible to bring them in just one airline. Actually, we have to go through the whole process to trying to make sure that we have all the spots in that airline, that nobody else is going to have a pet
on that flight.
Yeah. So that's why we had to take two flights, because the amount of pets that we were bringing with us to Spain.
And the one thing that we should make very clear is there was absolutely no way we were going to leave any of them behind. So yeah, so we had two back-to-back flights, one that left at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and one at 10. And like Janet said, the reason for that is because there's only a certain number of pets allowed per flight. And all right, so we got to Madrid safe and sound. Welcome back to our video, guys. And so continuing part number 2 of our 3 or 4 part series, we arrived in Madrid. What time was it? It was basically an 8-hour flight from Miami to Madrid. And when we landed, we had to deboard immediately, and we jumped on a quick shuttle bus that took us to the terminal.
And we were with the 3 cats, which one was sick.
Yeah, he didn't do very well on the flight. He was, I guess, nauseous. So that was that was interesting, to say the least.
Even the Iberia is amazing. Like, it's no space between you and
the chair in front of you.
The chair in front of you, or the seat next to you, and with a cat that is sick, and like with everybody else, kind of, it's a lot.
Yeah, and one thing I will say though is the food on the flight was delicious. Our kids enjoyed it. They were they were loving it. They loved the sweets as well. I think there was like a cheesecake that they gave us, and Kiana was enjoying that. So we landed at the airport. We hopped on a quick shuttle bus to take us to the terminal. And because we had the 3 cats, we were the last ones off the plane, because I didn't know that we had to deplane so quickly and take a shuttle bus. I didn't know. This was my first time there. And they're like rushing us, and I'm like, dude, I have 3 pets here, one which is not feeling well. And they were rushing us, and I was starting to get a little frustrated, like, what the heck's happening here, But then I realized there's a bus waiting for us. Everybody on the plane is looking at us. Like, these are the same folks that came on earlier, and they took their time. So yeah, it was a little bit of a juggle with the bags, with the kids. It wasn't just us and the cats, it would have been okay. But we had the kids, and it's their first time, right? So we're still in the mindset of being in Miami, even though we just landed, and
we knew that the other dogs were in cargo.
In the cargo hold, yeah.
The other dogs were in cargo, and they have to get into Madrid, and every country, they have the free will to let you in or not. Even if you have all the certificates, all the documents, they can say no to you with no valid reasons. So we were kind of little scared, because it was so many pets just from one family. So that's why the stress was there too, just to bring everybody there, and then that something happened with the documents or anything at this point.
Yeah, so we got to the main terminal, and we went through customs. And after we passed customs, we went to baggage claim. And once we got to baggage claim, we received our dogs that were in the cargo hold. And on our flight, we had Sniper, we had Onyx, we had Ryu, and we had Luna, along with our three cats.
Hmm.
And then we had in the other flight, it was Mocha, Puppy, and that's it. So it was, right? I think it was Mocha and Puppy, and that was it, right? Was there anybody else?
Yes.
That was it, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Did I miss anybody? No.
No.
So
For
yeah.
some reason, it's supposed to be half and half, but for some reason they put it like that. Probably our flight was bigger.
Hmm.
We don't
More
know.
space on our flight, basically.
We were really flexible, and we talked like prior of everything with Iberia. So we told them that we were really flexible. Even if it has to be 3 airplanes, it will be fine as soon as the whole family were going there in almost the same day.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, so once we got through security and everything and got our bags, we were in the airport for about 5 hours, waiting on the second flight, which had
My mom and
Janet's mom, my mother-in-law, and our other friend as well, who was traveling with them.
but we used all those 5 hours because we had so many suitcases. It was close to 24 suitcases,
Yeah.
and plus all the huge cages from you can see in the video from the dogs, plus the kids that we wanted to be happy. So we actually have a surprise for them. At the airport as soon as I arrive, we give them Elena, which is from Spain, Elena of Avalor, and to our son Sonic, just to make them like. So we were thinking about all those little details. Have water for the dogs, have the medicine for the dog. We have to, as soon as we get
Food,
there,
water,
walk them.
yeah, yeah.
But I can tell you, it's like Spain received us like with open arms. They
Thank
were
God.
super warmy.
Yeah.
They didn't care that the dogs were barking. Everybody was trying to say, we can walk them for you guys. We can walk them with you if you need us. People were bringing them like bones, bringing them like water. It was amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, and actually I guess she's the customs agent at the airport, the one who was checking our paperwork and our documents for the dogs and our pets basically. She was super friendly, super nice, and I mean, you could. I mean, we were worried, obviously, but we weren't trying to show it, but we were concerned, of course, and nervous and whatnot. But she was very, very warm and welcoming
And
and
supportive.
supportive, and was like, "Hey, these are your dogs and cats. Oh, awesome!" Like scanning their microchips and whatnot, and petting them and everything. So it was really, really a nice experience, I have to say. Coming off the airplane, after 8 9 hours on the plane ride and everything.
And Kelly and my mom arrived like safe with the other two dogs, so we all were
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.
And then we realized that because we were in Madrid and we were going to Torrevieja, we needed two vans to get from there to Torrevieja driving, which it was how many hours more? 6 more hours, right?
It's about 8 hours as well.
Yes.
But the thing is, we planned several different scenarios. Going back a little bit to the planning process, we planned for several different scenarios. One was arriving Madrid, taking a connection flight, and flying to Alicante, which would have put more stress on the animals, so that was out, right? It would have been a lot quicker, but it was out. It was also a little bit more expensive. The second option was taking a train, and again, because of the amount of animals and the luggage and everything, and it was just too chaotic. So that was also out. It was also a little bit more expensive. And then finally, we decided, okay, you know what? It's a couple hours. I don't think we really want to be in a situation where we can't like stop somewhere if we need to use the restroom or whatnot. So we decided we'll get a couple vans and head down. So what we ended up doing on the spot, not before, because we had too much going on. We didn't pre-reserve anything in advance. We Once everybody arrived, my mother-in-law and Kelly and everybody, and we got everybody together. We went and we reserved two 9-seater vans. Now,
It wasn't
that,
as easy. It took us
it
almost
wasn't
three
as
to
easy
four
as we
hours.
thought it would, but
So
it
we
did take
didn't,
us
yeah.
quite amount of time just to even load it up with the amount of pets, people, and suitcases that we had. So, and which, by the way, most of our suitcases were everything for our business and for the kids, not necessarily like tons and tons of personal like everyday clothing. It was more of like costumes and toys and things for the dogs and cats. Uh, we probably had like what, one or two suitcases for us, and that was pretty much it. And we were totally fine with that. Like it's everybody's own preference, right? So like we prioritized our dogs and cats and our kids before ourselves. That's just what we do. Um, that's just who we are, right? So we don't really care about material things as like clothing and other articles of like personal stuff. But so yeah, we got the two vans and we realized that they- they're stick shift vans. They're not automatic like what I'm typically used to. And I have driven stick in the past when I was in India, but it's been almost 20 more years, 20 or so years since then. So that was a little bit of an interesting couple hours driving down from Madrid to Alicante to Torrevieja. But luckily, we had Teddy and Kelly who knew how to drive, stick shift, and we made it all safe and sound. The drive itself was quite long. Thankfully, the highways here you can go up to 120 kilometers per hour. So we were definitely going 120 per hour to get to where we needed to go, which was Torrevieja and Alicante, um, which is also called what is it called? Costa
Costa
Blanca.
Blanca.
Costa Blanca. We got to Torrevieja after about 6 to 8 hours, roughly, and it was already nighttime by the time we got there. And
It was like 1 in the morning.
yeah, it was like yeah, you're right. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. And the thing is that it was our daughter's birthday, right? That
Yeah.
day, that specific day that we arrived in Spain was Kiana's birthday.
And my
Um,
cousin is the one that like rent an apartment for us. So we really didn't know where we were gonna live or anything.
yeah,
She just did it for us, like close, almost right in front of her own apartment in Torrevieja.
literally across the street. So her building was right across the street from ours, which is
And
very convenient and helpful. Obviously, I mean, we're super grateful for it.
yes, and the funny thing in like, I mean, in United States, first floor is first floor, right?
The ground floor, yeah.
The ground floor. In Spain, first floor is the second floor.
Yep.
So she told us, we say, remember, we have 9 pets. We had to walk them and everything when we bring them to the veterinarian or something. And she said, like, don't worry, it's in the first floor. So we thought that it was right there, but no,
On
it
the
was
ground floor, yeah.
in the second floor, which you need to take an elevator or stairs.
Right.
That was the
Luckily,
surprise when we got there.
yeah, luckily we weren't on the any of the higher floors, but at the same time, like the thing is when you're living in an apartment with the dogs that we have, which are unfortunately they are reactive because they're all rescued, but they have like a very pack mentality. Like any dog, uh, any sensible dog owner would know, I think, or a dog trainer or a dog psychologist would know. Most rescue dogs have a chip on their shoulder, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about coming to Torrevieja. So we got to Torrevieja. We were on the first floor, which is
The second
the
floor,
second floor.
and it's no parking spots. And just imagine we coming from United States, from Miami, especially from outside Miami, that the roads are humongous, and we go to
Yeah.
a road like for us it's like for bikes, but no, it's for cars. And in
Yep.
the both sides is cars park, and you can even go in or out, and it's one way.
It's a one way. That's
And on-
another thing. It was a
and on-
one way. You're right.
yes,
It was a
and
one
on
way.
top of that, we had to put down all these pets. And
All our
every time that
suitcases.
somebody was coming down, we have to stop, and our friend has to go around, and we
We'll
had
go
to
around the block.
put
Yeah,
it
go around the
down,
building.
go in the stairs with the cage, with the dog that is almost 50 to 70
Pounds.
pounds, plus the cage that is another 30. So it was a lot. And going upstairs, going downstairs because they don't even fit in the elevator.
So, speaking of the apartment, okay, the apartment was a two-bedroom, one-bath apartment, and it's if you're in the U.S. or even in the U.K. or any other country that you're watching us from, I don't have the exact measurements off the top of my head, but I will give them to you.
80.
Um,
It was 80.
80 meters squared.
Yes.
It was an
80 square meters.
80 square meter apartment, which, I mean, just think about this. You have a family of five. That includes mother-in-law and two kids, okay?
Us.
And us, obviously, family of five. Then you have, at the time,
9 pets.
9 pets.
With the cages and
With
all
cages,
the suitcases.
with suitcases, in 80 square meters.
And you can see in the bureau
Yeah.
how small it was for us.
It was really small.
Yeah.
But again, we were super grateful. We just got there. We didn't have to worry about it. And
And my cousin doesn't have pets, so she told me like, don't worry. Across the apartment is a park. You're gonna see what kind of park it was. It wasn't a park. It was a parking garage. So
and it's not the kind of parking garage you think it is. It was just like a piece of land with a bunch of gravel and rocks and stones next to the highway, next to a school. It was basically an abandoned lot. It wasn't a parking garage,
yeah.
and it wasn't a park either. Um,
We were
It
really
was-
happy to be in Spain,
yeah,
but at the same time, we realized in that exact moment that, I mean, Torrevieja is a good place for a lot of people, but it wasn't for us.
right.
So we knew it was Spain, but we knew it, yeah, it's not Torrevieja, but let's give it a chance. Maybe it's us, because it was like in 10 minutes we knew it wasn't the place for us, but we said, let's give it a try. We've just been here for 1 hour. So, and it's nighttime. So we're probably wrong.
And-
so let's
and-
give it a try.
And if anybody knows, like when you're out and about at night, you really can't see things the way you would see them during the day. It's totally different. Seeing things, the same thing at night is totally different from seeing it during the day, in the daylight. And the next morning, of course, we went out, we walked our dogs, which, by the way, we have to take them in pairs, right? We don't walk them all at the same time unless we have some help, which you'll also see in the B-roll.
In this one we have, but it was the only day of the 3 months
Yeah.
that we be there. And we have to walk these dogs 3 times a day
Minimum.
because
Minimum.
we didn't have a patio or anything. The patio was this small and they hated it, so they didn't even want it to go. Plus, one other thing that they didn't tell us is like, how do you say that all the thing is going to one place?
Just pass
You're talking about the garbage?
No, where the water goes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just pass a make
So,
So we all share the same like sewer system
sewer
in the
system
building.
in the building, yeah.
Which is making it impossible for you to let your dogs pee or something there because it's gonna go to somebody else's apartment. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of noise that we found there that it was like we were trying to work and it was all day just walking the dogs because it was just both of us going in the morning 3 to 4 times, in the afternoon another 3 to 4 times, and at night another 3 or 4 times for the dogs to walk. Plus, everybody walks the dogs there, so we're just trying to avoid the dogs from Spain that usually they really behave. Our dogs,
and they're off
from
leash.
United States.
And they're off leash.
Yes.
Most of them
And they
were off
rescue.
leash. And yeah, and our dogs are rescued, and they're not very friendly with other dogs. I mean, that's the reality, right? They're friendly with people. They love people, but with other dogs, they're not. Other than our own pack, they're
But people
solo.
was-
They're solo
yeah.
pack. They don't want to
People
include
was
anybody.
really friendly.
Yeah.
We get a lot of good friends there, but the situation it was
Yeah.
like not ideal for everything that we were going through.
So day one, not yeah. So day one, we celebrated our daughter's birthday. She turned 5. No,
6.
she turned 6. I'm sorry. Wow. She turned 6 years old, and it was our plan. It was planned that we would arrive in Spain on her birthday. We gave ourselves that deadline, to be honest. in part of the planning process. We're like, we have to do it before her birthday or on her birthday or around her birthday, so we know that we're doing what we have to do. Like if you're planning a trip anywhere, you have to set a date or a goal, right? So that was our date, to travel and to move and whatnot. And then, of course, getting accustomed to Torrevieja. And at the time we arrived, it was still a little bit chilly. We were just getting into winter season, so it was breezy. It was a little bit chilly, um, but it was nice. It was nice in the first couple like weeks, and then we realized like, yeah, this is not for
This is
us.
not the place for us, but it's
For us,
beautiful. The people is
yeah,
really nice. It's a lot of places that if you come here, you had to visit, and we're gonna put it in the next videos. It's a lot of places, a lot of people that you will love to meet, and we love to see the locals and everything they had to offer for free. That is different than in
yeah,
United States. People actually care about you. Um, Even that it has, like every single country has good things about things. Like actually, they have a lot of free things for the kids, and it's safe. You feel happy to be in a park. You feel happy to be in events.
hmm,
You don't have the same like, oh, I'm so scared that somebody's gonna come shooting at us or screaming at us or just upset because we're not from the same religion or the same place like in the United States. So
yeah,
that
yeah,
party
yeah,
was really nice.
yeah. And once you're in a particular place for a certain amount of time, after a while you start to get to know people too, right? So the corner store guy would recognize us right away and would be like asking us how our day was going. And I mean, you're coming from Miami, you feel like a human again. You
Yeah.
don't feel like
A number.
a number or like a freaking robot that you talking to a person at the register and there's like with their headphones on or AirPods on and they're just like scanning your stuff and it's a transaction only.
Yes.
Here it was more human, more
Yeah.
real, like it was back in the day, in
Yes.
the US. Like things have changed so much. Yeah.
Every time that we were passing from the fruit store, the
Hmm.
owner from the fruit store were giving like cookies to the kids, even if we buy or we don't buy, just because he was happy with it.
Yeah.
And even we used to go to Don Giovanni, that the pizza is amazing,
Hmm.
and our son were like in love with it, and he was just giving in a beer to Arjun just because he was just passing by. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
that community,
Right.
like the guy from the fruit,
Hmm.
Ali's fruit store, right?
At least, yeah.
Um, he was just eating fruits, and we were buying. He was like, "Oh, you want to eat with me?"
Try
And we were
this.
eating
Try it out. And it
together.
gave us like a couple pieces of fruit for free, and we're just eating it. We're like, oh, wow, this is so
Yeah,
good.
and
Like,
then trying to save from you. Like we remember that we went to buy the phone, and they were like, "Why you have to buy the expensive phone if this one is good?" They trying to save you money. It is
instead of sell
amazing.
you
Yeah,
random things you don't really need. So, culture wise, I mean, it's completely different. People wise, completely different. They're more uh, oriented towards
the community.
the community and culture and creating an environment that is healthy, versus um, one which you always have to look over your shoulder or keep an eye on the exit to see
And
who's
having
coming
a
in and out.
balance.
Yeah, and having a balance here, definitely big time. So that was our experience coming from the airport to Torrevieja and Alicante, and you'll see a couple more shots here where the kids are enjoying themselves or walking the dogs, and
Going to the
doing
park.
going to the park. So stick around. We have a lot more to share with you guys in part 3 of our series of why we moved to Spain.
And in the part 3 is gonna be the part with our lawyer messed up.
Yeah,
And we don't want that this happen to you guys. So in the
yeah,
next video, we tell you how our lawyer messed up and what part of the work we end up being for 3 more months.
yeah. So
Say it again.
stay tuned. We'd love for you guys to follow our little journey and stick around. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and like, subscribe, share the video. And if you have any suggestions on topics or you'd like to know more about Torrevieja itself, we have a video that we made. You can check that out as well. And
Good.
yeah, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Peace and love.